I don't like Islamist jihadis. Just finish them.
Is that it?
Yes, of course. I am with you. It's
Yeah,
time
so the problem
finish
is the
propaganda. Islam is the dangerous for the entire world.
yeah, so you guys, so this is the thing, like in 1947, when you guys got your independence, you guys split. Half of your people went to Pakistan, and, who were Muslims, and the Hindus stayed in India. But yeah, I mean, from what we see, as far as crime rates go in the UK, Indians are the highest convicted sex offenders in the UK. So, I mean, how are you gonna say that the Pakistanis are worse than the Hindus that have the highest sex offender rates in the UK? Explain.
Hindu and Christians are live together. There are not any conflict between Christian and Hindu. But
yes, I mean, I
see,
can show you a bunch of
Muslim or Christian.
Hang on just a second, Baba.
With
Modi's, hang on, Baba. Modi's political party is paying up to 1 million rupees to assassinate Christian priests in India right now. What do you mean they're living together just fine? I mean, the main political party is offering assassination bounties to kill Christians in
I'll have to watch
India
TV
right
in the
now.
room if you want to for a minute.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
they
watch
live
the sleep
together
inside.
Oh,
I can stream.
No. If you think
I'm just waiting for football
priests
to come on.
safe here in Mumbai, in Bangalore,
Boy.
Kerala, Chennai, Varanasi,
Oh, I'll put it on. Put the
Nashik,
sound on here.
Mumbai. So what's the
Yeah, I'm
wrong
gonna put it
about
on here so I get a different room.
what do you want to say? This is my first question. Because if you see priests are safe in here,
Tomato, right?
we don't attack on church, you know.
Tomato one for chicken gravy.
We only
It's a gravy
bulldoze
mix, like
madrasa.
with flour and this shit right
Masjid.
here, some spices and stuff. 1 cup of
So
water, 2
Christian and
teaspoons of
Hindu
this.
are same,
There's your gravy.
and they are
yeah.
united, and they are live with each other together. But other side, you can't find, you can't different Hindu and Christians, because we all Sanatanis, and entire world is my family. That is our movement.
Baba, I'm searching here on X here, and I'm seeing like hundreds of churches getting burned down in India from the Modi's Hindu nationalist party. Yes,
Yes,
how do you think we live together peacefully when the Hindus are killing Christians and burning their churches?
Hindu is a religion of way of life. My first answer is Hindu is not any dharma. It's called life. Way of life called Hindu and Hinduism. Hindu and Hindutva. There are difference between Hindu and Hindutva. Hindutva is a political weapon. You know what I'm saying to you. So we care about we care about Christians who lives here, and we protect them, and we will never attack on them. Who told you that Hindu attacks church and Christians? Give me one example where Hindu attacks Christian. Mumbai, Jaipur, Kolkata, Delhi.
Baba, they're literally burning churches to the ground in India, and they're offering million rupee bounties to assassinate Christians. So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, we have the videos, it's not linking up. The Hindus do not work well with Christians. It's very clear. And also, like, you can see the same thing when the Indians genocided the white people out of India. They killed 6,000 women and children, white women and children who were Christians. They killed them all and genocided them out of India. So I really don't, we're not buying your bullshit. You know, you can go lie to someone else. We've seen the actions of the Hindus. We know exactly what they do. It's very clear. And we've seen it over and over and over again many times throughout history. So there's nothing else to really say.
Yeah, they recently just burned down like 157 Christians' homes in 2008. Hindu, one of the Hindu offshoots, because there's hundreds and hundreds of different offshoots of the Hindu religion. But I
just
mean,
wanted to interject. Baba, stay in India. You're the stereotypical reason why we don't want you here. You're ignorant and you can't even speak English. This is an English-speaking space, by the way. So there, I got my piece in.
Yeah, I mean, this is the weekend show. We let everybody come in on the weekends, open mic. But again, guys, like, we're not invading their country. We left their country. We let them have their independence, and now they're invading us, telling us that they're going to conquer us and take our women and children and all this kind of shit. So it doesn't really matter what any type of apologists come in and say. They've listed themselves as our clear-cut enemy at this point. It's never going to change going forward. We're never going to forget any of this behavior that they came at us with and how they tried to destroy our country for their own personal good. I mean, how many elderly people in America had their lives completely destroyed because scammers who are Hindu, all these Hindu Indian scammers calling them on the phone, stealing their entire net, stealing all of their, their inheritance or their savings or everything that they have to live on. These Indians steal it. The scammers constantly 24/7. It's just a huge problem. These guys are not compatible with the West. All they know how to do is scam, and they've done irreversible damage to America. And while at the same time they brag about trying to do it. So like, you'll have some guys come in and try to play the nice guy, but once you deal with these guys enough, you'll see that they're vile people, and they talk big because they think they have an upper foot on you. And as soon as they think that they have the upper hand, they just lose it and try to wipe you out.
Absolutely right. You are right. Go ahead, over.
What the fuck?
perfect. At least we have consensus. But I mean, hopefully, I mean, this will be a benefit for India. Maybe that we're sending all of these people that have been trained in the Western nations. They all have to go back. So you can have all that brain drain and all the things that were keeping you guys from being a successful society. You're gonna have all those things back. So it's a win for India, as a lot of the Indian influencers are spending it. So we're happy for you guys. We're a little more happy for ourselves. But I apologize, guys. I don't know the order of hands. Was it? Does anyone else Overwatch or General or anybody? You guys know who it is next?
Oh, good grief! Since no one's going to go, okay. By the way, this is credited to LMB because she posted it in the back channel. John Cullen appears to have examined the audio of the multiple gunshots at Charlie Kirk. So I posted that in the pill. But, you know, as the general said, this isn't 1963. Everybody's got a CIA recording device with them. So it's going to be very difficult to prove that this was just a random shooting, in which we all know it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean it's nefarious, and it's funny to see MAGA go in this full delusion that he's at Valhalla and this is Q, trust the plan, and it was all staged. Versus, you know, I honestly think he was shot, but it just wasn't, you know, from the window, as it were, for the JFK assassination. There was definitely something nefarious in that assassination.
And
Oh, is it Baja that's open mic there? Oh, jeez. Okay.
and one last thing, we want to increase the users of the X compared to another platform like Instagram and TikTok and some other apps. Come and join X.
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
Perfect.
Well, I'm looking forward to them
I mean,
creating some really amazing software back in India that we'll all be impressed with. You know, that like they've done all these years. Not.
You don't live in the West, do you, Baba?
Yes, I have multiple idea, my friend. If you listen me, then you will realize what you want and what you get.
What?
So my first policy is our algorithm is
No. Where do you live, Baba? Where's Baba live?
Baba lives in Mumbai.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, I have no problem with Indians in India. I mean, I want you guys to be very successful.
Yeah.
So, Baba, I mean, we can chalk you up as one of the good ones, buddy. Good luck in India. We're sending your people home.
Yes, entire London is Mumbai.
London is Mumbai.
Well, here's
Not for much longer, Baba.
Not for
There's
much
huge
longer.
sentiment change in all Western countries.
well, where's the Indian firewall? Where's the Indian Google? Where's the Indian X? Where's the Indian anything? Anything. Give me one piece of software you guys have developed, or hardware, that's fine, that functions in the world, is in use.
Yes, you are right. And you are edge of the service.
Is the answer zero? Just curious.
You have brand. You have brand. A better brand. We will purchase you again and again.
Oh,
Mark
dude.
my word, what I am saying right now. I am totally depends on brands.
What the fuck? Close your mic.
Is there an Indian
Thanks,
AI?
Baba.
Can you imagine that? An AI with an accent?
It's time to modify the X and API. I like blockchain technology.
Perfect. Thanks, Baba. Let's get to some other hands. I believe Overwatch. Jump in there, buddy.
Yeah, I just wanted to go.
My request to you, my clubhouse is suspended. I don't know why, and they don't unban. Please.
Honestly, dude, we have no clue what you're saying. So, throw your hand up if you want to sit there and first come back around. Just stop interrupting there. Now they're kicked down. Overwatch, please jump in.
A clubhouse app. Why? Give me answer.
Give you an answer for what? We can't understand what the hell you're saying. We don't need.
I can understand them.
Thanks, guys. I just wanted to say, going back to those call centers, I don't remember if it was General Rush or whoever brought that up, but yeah, I mean they've scammed trillions of dollars from the American people. They've destroyed elderly people, especially the weakest, most vulnerable, other than children in our society. and they've stolen from these people. That is so morally repugnant and disgusting. And you know, I'm serious, guys, when I say this. You see those boats that they blow up running dope down there? You see they've been taking those boats out? I am totally serious when I say this. I'm ready for the US government to call India and say, stop the call centers now. If we identify a call center in a building, we're going to give you, maybe if we want to be nice, 15 minutes warning to evacuate the building. And there's a warhead coming through that building. And guess what's going to happen after about 2 or 3 of those? None of those other people in the building will allow call centers to be in their building. I'm serious. It's gone on for decades. They stole trillions of dollars. Put a warhead and blow the building up and send those people to the God of their choice. I'm tired of messing around with these people. I'll land it.
Damn. That dude's going nuts. What the hell? Did I lose audio? Hello? Son of a bitch. Hold on. Let me jump out and jump back in. I'm sorry, guys. These spaces are glitchy. They're ran by H-1B visa holders.
Did we lose Rush? Come back, Rush.
And here's a weird note. I just got my account locked while I was speaking in here. Thank you, Indians.
Really? For what was the violation?
It says, let's see, that was it. No, it just said account locked. No, nothing at all. So I had to give up my email address as usual, which doesn't matter. It's not really mine.
I've never had that happen. Mine usually goes right to suspended.
Yeah.
I've never had a...
No, it means that someone reported you as a fake account, as like a imposter.
I was an imposter of my own account, which was really funny.
I got one of those when I changed my icon, and while it was under review, I think somebody reported me, and then I got that email confirmation. So I think he's right.
Yeah, I've never had that. Been suspended probably 5 times at least. These scammers. How I want to say, like, I think to myself, how can you be the person who scams people? Like, how can you be in that mindset? I don't understand it. Like that, and be proud. Like, how do you go home and eat your cow shit at night when you do that all day long?
Money, the devil's lettuce. That's how. Money.
I see Overwatch got that joke. Thank you, Overwatch. Rush got it too.
Where's our Indian friend?
Yeah, I've never heard that before. I love that. I'm stealing that. Thanks.
You can have it.
We got 2 hands
Well, I
up.
guess hopefully Rush comes back and General can throw him Coho, and I'm mobile, so I'm probably gonna have to drop soon. But if Brock, DI's got his hand up. Go ahead, DI.
Oh, yeah, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats. You know that India produces 2.5 million migrants a year? I was looking at that. I couldn't even believe it.
Holy shit.
Soika, welcome.
What's up, guys? I was just gonna say, I think it's interesting that we're recording everything, right? And the data and statistics are kind of like the mainstream media, where we used to be able to reference crime statistics and be like, oh, well, white people create this much crime, but then they're lumped in with Latinos, and black people create this much crime, and they're in their own group, and it's super high, and that includes this, and this, and violent crime and all this other stuff. Well, you're watching all of this get recorded by the internet for the first time in history, right? We called all of our ancestors the most evil people. We called our grandparents racist, and they weren't modern, and they didn't understand what was going on in society, and people were changing and groups were changing. And now that we're recording every incident, police cameras, cell phone cameras, train cameras are literally everywhere. The reports that you're seeing on the news are being squashed. San Francisco will not release their subway train cameras because it might make people more racist in San Francisco.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Not that they're racist at all, but it might make them racist and break out of the illusion that they're safe on the subway. The realities of safe Western civilization only happen around homogenous white ethnic groups. That's the only place you're safe, and it's the only place that's clean and safe, and people care about each other. And people say, well, that's racist to say, and you are a bigot and you hate people. That's a racist statement. But we're actually documenting this. We're recording history as we speak. People don't understand how great of a tool X and Twitter and Facebook and TikTok are. Everyone's recording everything, and then they're taking that picture and making it go viral, or taking that video and making it go viral. And it's just leading everyone in society to be a jury of different people. That's all this is. Like, if you don't watch the train of Irina getting stabbed and say, oh, you know what? It's just one guy who stabs a girl. No, it's 5 people who walk away from that girl and let her bleed on the ground, and then pull out cell phones to record her bleeding to death on the ground as if it's some sort of like, oh, wow, this is a caught on camera moment. Let me record this. Then nobody helps her. They let her die. Charlie Kirk, you see these people marching down the street saying Charlie deserved to die. Black Lives Matter comes out to protest Charlie's, vigils and things like that. This is who these people are. And this is who we were warned they were for generations. Hundreds of years of people telling us that, hey, these people aren't like you, and when they get power, they'll try to kill you. And we're sitting here going, no, these people are great. And this Somalian chick with her goofy little hat on in Congress, she loves America. She loves Americans. She wouldn't try to move a bunch of freaking, people from Somalia into Minnesota and take over Minnesota and blast the Muslim prayer all day. She wouldn't do that. Ilhan Omar loves America. She loves America. She loves Americans. She loves white people. That's what she loves more than anything. She loves white people. She really, really just adores being in a white country with white people. She doesn't want to take over what we built. She doesn't want our stuff. She just wants to be our neighbor because she thinks we're cool. And we don't think she's as cool as she thinks we are. Apparently, she doesn't want to take anything over. She wants to be neighbors with Brock. She wants to hang out with General and Rush and just be cool and come to the barbecue, right? No. That's not what we're getting. We're not getting any assimilation at all anymore. 20 years, 30 years ago, people came here and said, holy shit, there's a ton of white people and I'm the only X person, and I better start to change the way I speak and change the way I act if I want to fit in and have friends around here. Now, there's 1,000 Somalians in Minnesota. You could be a Somalian you can be a Somalian in Somalia. You could be a Somalian in Minnesota. You could just be a Somalian. You don't have to be an American. You can get American citizenship and be loyal to Somalia in America. You could be you could be from Afghanistan, act like an Afghani refugee to get in and become a terrorist once you get here and claim American citizenship. You could wave Arab flags. You could change. You could tell people from Minnesota that have lived in those towns that they're no longer welcome in their own towns because now it's taken over by Arabs. and you could put Islamic writing on your police vests. This is where we're documenting everything, every video, every single interaction with these people is becoming video evidence that we should have never let them come here in the first place. And as this continues to go forward, we need to push these people into those liberal zones and let the liberals figure it out. Let them have it. Don't let them migrate in our areas. We need to do what Ireland's doing and England's doing. We need to just, if they're going to throw a hotel or a Section 8 in your neighborhood, do what you've got to do to get rid of it. Do what you've got to do to get rid of it. Do not let them move into your neighborhoods. Do not let them start up fucking shit in your neighborhood. Do not let them start taking over your towns and your churches and all that other stuff. Don't let them do it, because the second they get it done, they're taking over. They've made that very clear. There's videos. I've gone down my list of videos today. I woke up at 6 a.m. I turned on the general space because I love to be in the general space. And I'm going down my feed, and it's like there's like 10 different videos posted of 10 different Muslims telling 10 different people in 10 different places that they're taking over. That's crazy. It's not just England and no-go zones. It's in Hungary and parts of Brussels. Some guy in Brussels is saying that Brussels is a North African powerhouse now, and that Islam is there to stay. I mean, these people aren't playing around. They have no problem killing us. They have no problem killing us. They have no problem beating the shit out of us in the street. They have no problem beating women in the street. They have no problem telling women who aren't wearing the hijab that they should wear a hijab in the street. They have no problem impressing their views on us. They have no problem pushing their views on us when they get here. These American leaders and European leaders, they have completely betrayed the Western people. And it's coming time, and it's going to keep building until we rise up. And when we send these people back, we should send every single leader, from Trudeau to Joe Biden and his family, to the Keir Starmers of the world. We should put them, the von der Leyens of the world. We should put them all on a boat, and we should send them into Africa, send them into Egypt, send them into North African provinces, send them into Somalia, and say, hey, listen, you guys wanted to live with these people? Now you can live with these people in their country. You guys make that work over there. You guys make all the diversity work in their country, and see how they treat Joe Biden, and see how they treat Trudeau and all the other traitors that have flooded this migration movement into the West. Send all the traitors that voted for it into their countries with them, and see how they treat them. See how much they love diversity when they're in their countries. That's all I got for today.
Yeah, you're not lying. I mean, that this is how it is. I mean, Ed Wokeness made a post, and it's of the Somalian whatever Congress, or the leader of Somalia. I don't even know what the hell they call him, sitting there talking about how Ilhan Omar is their representative in America, advocating for Somalia in our government. So I mean, they're openly admitting that they are in our country with their representative to represent Somalia. So it's a huge problem. But DEI, go ahead, jump in there.
Thanks. Yeah, it's getting to be where, you look into the numbers and you see that we're a majority minority within our countries, and you just see the numbers. The numbers tell the whole story. Since 1990, you just look at where the migrants have come from, and we know we're 10% of the world's population. They're at 90% of the world's population. They make up 90 to 95% of the global migration. In those 90% countries that are black and brown, and there are 149 countries majority black and brown. There's only 44 countries that are majority white, and all the majority white countries have to take the
341 million migrants produced by that 147 countries, and all those go to primarily 4 or 5: Canada, Australia, United States, the countries in Europe, Germany, and that's where they all go. And they've been doing that systemically since 1990 without any pushback, and they don't care. And those are the numbers. And I pumped them into I put them all into Grok this morning myself, and he can't. The numbers are solid. So it's just mind blowing. And that's been the number one contributor. And then I went into Grok and asked them, if we wanted to use migration, if I wanted to use migration to thin out the percentage of whites, how would I do it? And it said increase the amount of immigration, yada yada. And I said, oh, exactly what the Democrats did in 2020. And it broke down the numbers and it said, yep, exactly like that. So, I mean, the numbers are right there. And the way they gain control, General, I don't know if you heard about that. I'm sure you did, in reference to that tidbit about how the FBI failed to protect us from that CIA 51 degenerate signers that signed about the laptop. I just didn't want to just move anything that way. But I mean, how they attained everything and then doing that to us is just outrageous.
Yeah, the founding fathers of the United States of America, they told us, they said that the weakness of a constitutional republic is being destroyed from within and having outside bad actors come in and destroy it from within. And that's what we're seeing. And that's why they keep flooding us in, because they know that's how you destroy a constitutional republic. And that's why Biden flooded us with all these illegals, is because he's trying to destroy the constitutional republic. That's why the Jews advocated for the Hart-Sellers Act of 1965, because that's how they gain power and destroy it from within. And then you got reps like Randy Fine, who's this guy who looks like a damn cow, sitting up there saying, and you always hear the immigrants, they always do two things. They either blame Islam, or the Muslims, they blame the Jews, or the Hindus, they want to blame the Muslims. They all want to blame their enemy, and they want us to attack their enemy for them because they can't do it themselves. They want to weaponize us against their enemy, when in reality, they're all our enemy. We don't just have one enemy. And we bring this up all the time. We have a lot of enemies, and they're all trying to use us as their battering ram against their enemy. So that's why you have like the Vivek Ram scammers trying to tell us we need to send our military to India to protect them from China and blah, blah, blah. And then you have Netanyahu wanting us to back him, blowing the hell out of everybody that he wants to attack, and that's what Matt Gaetz, it's up there in the jumbo. Matt Gaetz is calling it out. He says, like, this isn't good for Israel, and it's not good for America, what Netanyahu is doing. It's only good for Netanyahu. That's it. And we try to explain this to the Jewish guy that came on the show this week, and he was going at us, but it's true. This even the Jews in Israel don't want this. This bombing campaign that Netanyahu is on, the reason why he wants eternal conflict is because he knows as soon as the conflicts end, he's gone. They're going to remove him from power. So according to their constitution, as long as they're in a wartime environment, the current leader stays in power. And that's why Netanyahu is continually bombing the hell out of everyone so that he himself can stay in power. But it's putting Israel itself at a massive risk. We tried to tell this Jewish guy that, and he was like, no, you support Hamas and blah, blah. And we're telling, no, man, this is just a fact. We're telling you the truth, and you're not accepting it. It's like I don't give a shit about Hamas. Like claiming everyone's Hamas and you're just going to bomb everybody is not going to work out in your favor. This is a fact. You know, running around and bombing, that bombing campaign that they did on Qatar, this is the first time American weaponry was used to bomb a country where we had our base, like an ally. You know, and then Netanyahu, in 2018, Netanyahu went to Qatar and asked them to start sending $30 million a month into Gaza because that would lower the risk of a problem. So Qatar did it at the request of Netanyahu, and now Netanyahu is bombing Qatar, saying that they're supporting Hamas. It's like, well, you're the one who told them to support them and give them money, and now you're turning around and bombing them. Like you can't make this stuff up. Netanyahu was freaking out about foreign propaganda, and then he's running foreign propaganda campaigns for Israel and America. You know, it's just you can't make this stuff up anymore, and everybody sees it. This is a Netanyahu losing his shit and just destroying everything over there, including Israel. He's going to destroy Israel. And there's a lot of Jews that see that now, and they're trying to get rid of Netanyahu. But if you say that, you're a Hamas supporter. Like, for God's sakes, man, just give it up already. Everybody sees it. But yeah, Brock, go ahead, jump in there.
I have to say, listening to Baba Takor speak and Rush's response was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, I was like crying, laughing. Only you guys could have heard me. And then hearing all of his responses to AI and, creating any sort of competition to American tech, it was just unbelievably funny. The questions you were asking, Zero. I mean, I wish that could have gone on forever. It was, in one way, it was like realizing how you guys have to live my life, which is to deal with guys like that who never respond to questions. Obviously, it gets frustrating after like 15 minutes when you're trying to have like a serious business interaction. But for the brief moment that happened, and it's, you see how easy it is because they seem like nice, and it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And they lie to you and they'll say whatever you want to hear and you let them in. And then boom, your whole country is taken over by the Indians. And then it's like your stuff about the Somalians in Michigan and Minnesota. Since you're out in Chicago, I don't know to the extent that you have to deal with the Somalians, but we've had to live with the Somalians close in Minneapolis for so many years. And my mom, who is like the most tolerant Scandinavian woman possible, I have her last name. She was just like a very tolerant Swedish woman, I've never seen her get so upset with the Somalians. Any other race, it was the Somalians that just drove her crazy. And the Scandinavians are like the liberal, left-leaning subset of the Germanic peoples. Like the Germans are more conservative and the Scandinavians are more liberal. And they're extremely tolerant in Minnesota, as everyone knows, and they've let all these Somalians in. And when you have like a very tolerant, sweet woman like my mother getting upset with the Somalians, you have a problem. I mean, she absolutely hated these people. And I got to tell you, I never heard that from her regarding any other race, but it was the Somalian women who just drove her nuts, because what they would do is they would just drown out anybody else. If you were in a public space with them, they would just start yelling at you, try to skip in line in front of you, treat you like garbage. I mean, they treat any non-Muslim like they're second-class citizens, just like the Indians, by the way. But I almost wish Baba Takar would come back up. I'll yield right there.
Man, oh man, you wanna deal with that guy? I couldn't even understand what the hell he was saying. But Simona, go ahead, jump in there.
Yes, I hear in Deborah they have to suffer the praying 5 times a day, and it's so loud on the city that people are exhausted. It's unbelievable what they're doing over there. I mean, we really have to fight back to these people. They take over our country completely. I don't know what else I could say. It's the same thing in New York. It's terrible. And I just want to mention something else, but I guess I forgot it. I'll come back later. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole deal where, you know, Martin Luther King's whole thing was, my people, we don't want, you know, I have a dream for my people to not judge by their skin color, but the content of their character. Well, now they're being judged by the content of their character. And yeah, like I said, look at these people cried about the KKK. Okay. And if you look at all the people that the KKK killed and all of its entirety of its existence, the blacks kill more blacks in 1 year than the KKK killed in its entirety of its existence. That's how crazy these people are. You know, like, you want to be judged by the content of your character. Well, we see your character now. We see what the deal is. It's that simple.
I just remember what I want to say. I think it's a way white people has a great empathy for all classes in the world. And we are too good people and we have too much empathy and try to help everybody. And this is going to turn against us. We have to be more strong and don't be so much with so much empathy helping everybody, because look at where we end up. I think this is because we are built like that. That's why.
Yeah, Vaughn, go ahead, jump in there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm going to take something you said earlier this week. I'm heading out right now. We're going to go out, do some shopping. I'm going to take some video of all the foreigners and see if I can show the side of how ignorant and arrogant they are at the same time. Have no brains and no shame. So I'm heading out now. I just wanted to add that in there. How, when this other woman was speaking, she was saying about the Somalians, how arrogant they are. And that's what I'm seeing, which is just, it's disgusting and cringe how arrogant these people are. And it just goes to show you what they think of you and what they think of your country. That they want to come here and put you aside in your own country. That's the mentality of these retarded people. So, yeah, I'm going to make some videos, see if I can get that, some interesting and funny outlooks on that.
Yeah, and this is these people just think like, oh, you're a bigot, you don't like it. And it's more than that. You've invaded our country. You act like garbage when you're in our country. We don't want you here. You're rude. You're nasty. Your comments are disgusting. You don't know how to use a toilet. You shit all over the place. Like, we don't like that behavior. You know, you're sitting here telling us that you're coming here to conquer us, but you can't even conquer the goddamn toilet. You know, it's just crazy when you have to deal with these people, and then you have Harmeet Dillon sitting up there telling us that the hate against the Indians is just out of control. And it's like, well, you're killing people. You know, you have these Indians going around killing a bunch of people on the highways and doing all this kind of stuff because they don't respect America. And then you're surprised that Americans don't want you in their country. I mean, this is just crazy. Addie, you came off mic. Do you want to say something?
Yes. Hello. It's my first time talking. But I listen all the time. My main concern and worry is about the Muslims and you know, I believe, this is my opinion, that they, you know, if you look at any predominant white Christian country, they're all dealing with the same issue right now, and that's the immigrants and Muslims. And all this is done on purpose. And I believe it's like the the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, the UN, they're all behind it because ultimately they have an agenda so they can gain control over the world pretty much. And the only thing that had been stopping them are predominantly white Christian countries. So I believe that they they buy off the leaders of these countries and then have them flood their countries with these immigrants and Muslims, knowing that Muslims will not adapt to that country. They will make that country adapt to them and their way of life. And I forget what the exact statistics are, but Muslims are averaging like 7 to 9 children, where white Christians are like 1. So they're constantly, pushing their numbers up. And we have it against us because these people who, behind the scenes, the World Economic Forum, etc., they own these companies and they're putting stuff in foods and products that will make us infertile. So we have that going against us. And I believe that's our biggest threat to our Constitution and our way of life. And that's all I had to say.
All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not, that's the whole thing. It's not just them. It's all of them. I mean, to me, I think the Mexicans are the biggest problem. They want to take over the Southwest. They have La Raza, and they have, they're Catholics who have invaded. They've been invading since 1965, and now they're actually waging war. They burned down 25,000 homes in California, trying to push whites out. You have, they're doing it at every ICE facility now. They're there trying to attack. You have these Mexicans that have been in America for 4 or 5 generations. They still identify as Mexican. They're still flying the Mexican flag, and they actually have the numbers. They're the second largest demographic in the country. That's why they're willing to go all out. Like in California, ethnic American whites only make up 35%. The Hispanics or Mexicans make up 40%. And that's why they're doing the things that they're doing now, because they have the majority status there. But it's the same with every group, is my point. Like every single group of people that come into the country is problematic. And it doesn't matter if they're Muslim, Hindu, or Christian. They're all doing the same thing. Like that. When I started going at the Mexicans about going to war with them, they started posting out total white and black death. We want to kill all white and black people. And these are Mexican Catholics that are targeting our people, and they have the numbers to do it. And a lot of people just kind of go along with their everyday and pretend like that's not real, when you have like Sotomayor, who is, she's on the Supreme Court, and she's from La Raza, and their whole purpose is to take back the Southwest into Mexico, to reconquer that land and take it back under Mexico. And they're the furthest along out of all the demographics in America. The Mexicans have the largest demographic and best chance at actually waging war on America from within America. And like I said, they even have people up on the Supreme Court. But I mean, and you can look at Canada as well. They don't have a Muslim problem. They have a Hindu Sikh problem, where they've been completely invaded and taken over. They've taken over multiple industries in Canada and pushed all the people out. So it's all of them. It's all the invaders. And then you have people like Tommy Robinson, and this is the problem with your position, Addy. You have guys like Tommy Robinson who says, it's the Muslims, it's the Muslims, it's the Muslims. But then he turns around and says, well, the Hindus are fine and the Sikhs are fine, and they should come in and we should invite them in and get rid of the Pakistanis. Well, what he's not telling you is that the Hindu, Sikhs, the Indians, and the Pakistanis are the same people. They're identical. One is Hindu and the other is Muslim, but they're the same exact people. And when you actually look at the rape statistics in the UK, the Hindu Indians are rated higher. They're the number one demographic of people convicted of rape in the UK. So again, it's all of them. They all have to go. And focusing on just one demographic opens up the door for the other one. And that's why you heard the Indian Babaji that was in here earlier. He was saying the same thing. Oh, the Muslims, you got to get the Muslims. They're the number one, because they want you to focus on one demographic instead of their demographic. We hear the same thing from the Jews. Oh, it's the Muslims. Go after the Muslims. It's like, well, if the Muslims are such a problem, why did the Jews open up the floodgates to the Muslims and help fund the invasion of Muslims into the West? You know, it's all the different demographics, is my point. You can't just focus on one. And this is going to be the downfall if we focus on just one instead of recognizing all of them. Anyone who the founding fathers did not include in this nation, they all have to go. And if they don't go, they have to lose citizenship at the minimum. They can have a green card type status, but they can't be citizens where they can vote and be in our government. This is totally unacceptable. And even the Babaji who was in here earlier, he said the same thing. Like, you can't have these people in your government, any of them. Because when any of them get into your government, as the founding fathers correctly stated, they will destroy a constitutional republic from within. But Soika, go ahead, jump in there. You had your hand up.
Us losing our country. Yeah, us losing our country, you know? When they get their
guys,
people
I hit the wrong button
in the government, then they can work their strategy and plan from the inside out. And you know, the white people are our target. White, not just white people, but white Christians. And you know, it's okay for all these other races and ethnic groups to have their own country and their own space, but God forbid, you know, white people try to have their own. You know, it seems like we're the only race they're targeting.
Yeah, we are, because they want to take over our countries and they want to use our militaries to weaponize it against their enemies, which in many cases we are their enemies. So if they get a hold of the UK, for example, they're going to immediately use the military of the UK to go against other European nations. Or if they get control over America, they're immediately going to use our military to go against European nations or any of their quote unquote enemies. And that's what they're doing right now with Netanyahu. He used his APAC control in America to start bombing everybody he wants. And he says, well, America is on our team, so we can do whatever the hell we want. And we can bomb anyone we want, and we can go after anyone we want. And this is a problem because we don't want that type of behavior in our country, right? We don't want to run around and bomb everybody. At least not if it's not in our best interest. You know, Netanyahu bombing Qatar was not in our best interest.
I agree.
that was a big blow to America. So, and he's doing it in our name. He's saying, well, we have the backing of America, so we can do whatever we want. But then he turns around and bombs countries that we're allied with and have bases in their nations to protect Israel.
Yeah.
That's why we have a base in Qatar to protect Israel. And now Netanyahu's bombing Qatar. And we have a base there to protect Netanyahu's dumbass. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And they destroy everything that they come in contact with. All these foreigners, when they get into our government, they immediately start making problems and they start manipulating things to send more money to their countries, send more funding, do all this kind of nonsense, get access to all of our military equipment, and just start running roughshod over everybody because they think their shit doesn't stink and they've lost control. So, but yeah, it's a big problem that if they get a hold of any country, and they're doing it deliberately, and they're putting these people in every single country, and they're trying to take over our politics in the UK, Scotland, Germany, wherever these people are, in Canada. You can't go look at the Canadian political ticket. It's like all Indians, literally all Indians. You can't even vote for a Canadian, even if you wanted to. That's how crazy it is. And it's all from the deep state.
Yep.
The deep state are the ones doing it. It's not the Canadian people who are in control anymore. It's not the Prime Minister of Canada. It is the deep state running this show. The WTF, the World Bankers, the Global Homo, whatever you want to call them. But it's a problem.
Agree. This is kind of off subject a little, but I saw a video yesterday of this guy who was friends with Charlie Kirk, like real good friends with him. And he was saying 2 days before this murder that he had a conversation with Charlie, and that Charlie admitted to him that he was afraid and scared of Netanyahu. And he also stated that Trump is extra scared of Netanyahu, and that when he was here his last time, he used the bathroom or whatever, and these people, after they left, they discovered all these listening devices that they put in while he was here visiting. And I seen another thing about this guy who worked at the CIA was saying how Israel is not allowed at CIA headquarters. And the guy was like, why is that? And he's like, every time they come, they bring gifts. And every time they get gifts, they x-ray them, and every single gift has listening devices in it. So, that's what they're doing. They were putting tracking devices on the White House vehicles, like Trump's motorcade or whatever. And, I think it's worse than we think, you know what I'm saying? He's like the mob.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows it. That's why Maloney over in Italy says if Netanyahu lands here, we'll arrest him. Yeah, everybody's sick of his BS and the kind of behavior that they come with. He does the same thing in every country, every place that he goes. They put listening bugs everywhere. They're very manipulative, and I mean, Trump even stated that he was worried for his life from Israel, things like that. I mean, look, if you're worried about these people, stop inviting them to America, for one, and number two, use the damn military and take these people out. If they're giving you signs, that they're gonna kill you to destroy our sovereignty, like, what are you waiting for? You have the strongest military in the world. Wipe these people out. If there is seriously a threat to his life and American sovereignty, you take these people out. That's what you do. You don't play games.
Yep, I agree 100% with that. And that's why I'm wondering why he hasn't done that yet, which makes me think they got something major on him. And I don't think it's the Epstein stuff. I think the Epstein stuff is being withheld because a majority of the people on there are from Israel, and they're forcing Trump to keep that stuff hidden and not release it because it'll look worse for them. Their image is getting tarnished by the day. And, you know, when Charlie Kirk invited, you know, Dave Smith and Tucker Carlson and all them on against their wishes, and he turned down $150 million from them, they were sensing, okay, we don't have our hooks in him. So, you know, whether it was them, I'm not saying it was them, but, you know, it seems like they're trying to replace him with Ben Shapiro now. And that's just like, you know, they took, it's almost, I almost feel like they took Charlie out to replace him with Ben Shapiro, who will prop up and shed nothing but positive, good things about Israel. And, you know, I don't agree with any of it.
All right, Brett, go ahead, jump in there.
Well, it's interesting, Addy, that you bring all this wargaming up, considering that whenever Israel comes in, they try and spy on whatever they possibly can get access to, including the motorcade or the CIA, any asset whatsoever in the military-industrial complex. And my response to that is, beyond just the biblical or spiritual influence, going after another nation state would require the invocation of continuity of government. And whenever that happens, you run the risk of a military coup, where you know, the executive branch would have to go into quasi hiding for a period of time while this takes place, especially against a very powerful ally like Israel. If you were to ever do something about it, even Ukraine, you would have to spend a few days, hunker down in a base somewhere, not in Washington, D.C. And even then, the military can, in this country, do something about it. I mean, you got to always be concerned about who has power. And whenever the continuity of government is invoked, the military takes over. And so you have to have a very quick dismantling of the nation state that you're opposing while not giving too much power to the military, because they will start to consolidate. Plus, you get information siloed. You're only getting information from the military. You're not getting, I mean, you can get access to the internet and so forth, but you're not getting the regular information that you would normally get from meeting with people. So there's a lot of things to consider when, you know, going to war with another country. So the safest thing is just to, you know, play it cool and just limit their access. That's all. You'll.
Oh, did I lose audio? Or did they just have a lull in the conversation? Look, these are random spaces on X. I just hop
So
into.
you're back up.
Yeah, go ahead so I could jump in there.
My bad. Let me wake up.
He just got up too. Don't let him fool you.
Can you hear me now?
Look at his hair.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the idea of bringing these people here, the Founding Fathers kind of had an understanding of what the hell they meant when they said of good moral character. This is not like everybody from every country has good moral character. That's not the fucking case. So, like, when we constantly do this to ourselves, when we're like, oh, well, They could have good moral character. No, they can't. They can't have good moral character because they don't come from the backgrounds that we come from. They don't come from the religions that we raise our kids on for generations, right? Like, you could claim to be an atheist in the year 2025 and be like, I don't believe in Christ, and I don't believe in conspiracies like that, and I don't believe in all this stuff. And yet, from the day that you're born, Christian values are in the home, whether you believed in Christ or not. Your parents are soft and kind and caring and thoughtful to their neighbors and thoughtful to their friends and thoughtful to their families. They're not trying to scam anybody. They're just trying to live good, peaceful, honest, honorable lives. And guess what? None of these people live like that. They're not honest, honorable people. They will scam the living shit out of you, take your money. They'll take tax benefits. Do you think any of them have shame when they go and get EBT cards or benefits? Look at them like dancing in videos. They're like, I'm dancing on video with my EBT card. I get $4,000 a month. I got 6 kids from 3 different fucking dads. I'm living the life. And you're just sitting here going like, this would be an absolute travesty. This is an absolute shame. This isn't why this system was built. We didn't build this system to create a welfare system so freeloading idiots could sit there and act like morons on video and get free stuff from white people. That's not why this entire country was set up. We didn't do what we did to get this far just so we could come this far and turn around and do that shit. Like, what is with the IQ of this nation? Like, you know, people are like, well, that's just one incident. No, it's not. It's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people taking advantage from every ethnic group that isn't us. And they're proud of it. They have no shame. There is no shame to them in going like, yeah, so what? I'm on EBT. Yeah, so what? I took advantage of something. Yeah, so what? I stole it. And I took it. And I scammed somebody. I'm proud of myself. Can you imagine being a proud person of stealing or theft or taking from other people or getting a handout? Our people don't feel that way. The social benefit system was created in the event that something bad happened to you and you needed it, not to be dependent on for the rest of your life, not to create more dependency on that system. This whole American idea of working hard and caring for each other, it only works in a homogenous society because we're the only ones with the values that push that society. We're the only ones who can create societies. Look at Britain, look at France, look at America, look at Hungary and Poland. We're the only ones with welfare systems, guys. We're the only ones with H-1B visa systems. We're the only ones who are importing people who don't look like us, who don't act like us, who don't think like us, who don't have Christian values. We're the only people in the world so charitable that we just give everything that we built away for free, including our groceries. Those are ours. We build the grocery markets. We build the grocery stores. We supply farmers with nutrients for each other. We built the trucking industry, which can move those trucks across the United States and make sure that everyone gets fed different things and supplied with all kinds of different goods and services. We built that nation. We built that stuff, not them. Not even close to a percentage point of them did that. Not even close to 1% of them did that. And yet we're acting like they contributed in some major way to the growth of this country. We were 90% white until the 40s. They're just taking it. They're just taking it all from us. And we're letting them take it from us. And we're letting them vote their way in. And we're letting them import themselves. And you see Chuck Schumer, we need to give 2 and 3 million or 12 million people citizenship here. No, we fucking don't. We need to take Chuck Schumer, put him on a fucking boat with all 12 million of those people and send them back to where the fuck they came from. We need Chuck to go out with them. We need Chuck on a boat with Rashida Tlaib and fucking all the other people who want to put illegal immigrants here. No, you guys go make that place better. You take the leadership here, the Chuck Schumers of the world, the Nancy Pelosi's of the world. You take all the fucking people who want the immigrants here, and you go live with the immigrants over there and teach them how to be a champion. Teach them how to be a great civilization. Teach them how to be awesome. But you can't. You can't teach them how to be awesome over there. You couldn't go over there and run their country. They wouldn't let you lead them.
But the only reason they're letting you get the vote here is because you're going to import more invaders. And when more invaders come and these people are dead and the Schumers pass on because they're boomers and the Pelosi's are gone, we're going to have to inherit this massive problem of fucking a voter base that hates us, that absolutely thinks white people should be genocided off the face of the earth. And guess who's pushing it? The Schumers of the world. You know who I'm talking about. Israel's lobby loves to push white genocide. It is what it is. They fucking hate us, dude. It's not even a question in my mind whether Israel hates white nations. They've openly stated it. They hate ethnic European Christians. They hate them. They hate our homogeny. They hate our culture. They hate our desire to build something for God, Christ, and build beautiful buildings in his name. They hate that shit. They absolutely hate the idea of a Catholic church being in a neighborhood and being the foundation of that neighborhood, because that church is going to make everything around it look like that church. They hate the idea of Christian churches being put around an area because everything has to be as aesthetic and beautiful as that Christian church. An Orthodox church in a neighborhood, a Protestant church in a neighborhood makes it a Protestant place. It makes it a Christian place. And they hate that idea. They hate the aesthetics of clean and peaceful because they can't sow chaos there. They can't sow chaos. They can't destroy that and take it over if there is unity in those ideas. But guess what? They found our weakness. Our weakness is our kindness. Our weakness is letting them in the door to even talk to us in the first place. Our weakness is debate. Constantly debating people who fucking hate us. Because it's like the general said the other day, they're not trying to debate us so that we can find a winner and loser of the debate. They're trying to get us to surrender to an idea and come to the middle and meet them on common ground to move us inches and inches and inches closer and off our position and closer to their position. They want us to be negotiators and barterers. They want to haggle us away from Christianity. They want to haggle us away from homogeneity. They want to haggle us out of our citizenship. They want to haggle us out of our identity. And they've been successful to this point. But with every video that's posted of every single crime and with all the recording that's being done, we are fighting back. And it's only a matter of time before the West rises up. And I'm not talking about just America alone. I'm talking about Western civilization in general rises up.
Yeah, 100%. This is they've been doing this forever. And the CRS is a big portion of that. They've been coming in and telling us, oh, you're a big, you even have like Harmeet Dillon, you guys are bigots. I got another one in my comment section this morning. Oh, you're just a bigot. You're a bigot. If you want to act like that, go back to Europe. You're on stolen land. It's always the same exact argument they always come with. And it's like the woke Jewish bullshit pumped out at universities. You're on stolen land. You're all immigrants. You have to accept all immigrants. This country is for everyone. It's not just for your people. And it's like, no, this country was founded for Americans, ethnic Americans. It's not founded for anyone else. Even woke ass Grok will tell you that the founding fathers excluded the quote unquote Redskins and the blacks, free or slave blacks. They were excluded completely. And they were the ones here. So, and then they put in writing, the only people who can be American are white, free white people. Not all white people. Not all. Free white people of good moral character. So, I just, when these people come and push this nonsense, I mean, we've been pumping this stuff out there, and there's a lot of guys that are shocked when they hear that. Like, I'm
Damn it.
European is, oh my God, you're a Nazi. Oh my God, you want to be around white people? You want to be in a white neighborhood that's safe? What are you like they all of a sudden they start seeing like you're rolling a Nazi flag off your balcony, and like there's all these beautiful flowers, and here comes Hitler down the fucking street in the car. That's what they think. They're like, you just want to live in a white neighborhood where people aren't killing each other.
Sorry about that,
well,
guys.
The reason why they push that is because they don't want to live in those neighborhoods. They want to come live in our neighborhoods, and then as soon as they get into our neighborhoods turn into their neighborhoods, and they don't understand that they are the ones who are the problem, and no one wants to live around them. You know, and they all have this argument. They try to say, oh, it's not. Because one black person moved in the neighborhood, it's no longer a white neighborhood, it's a mixed neighborhood, and we have to classify it as a mix so that every race can go live in that neighborhood. And well, this is how they work. But in their own countries where they come from, they don't do that. Like I stated before, in India, they don't have a single white American in any of their politics. And yet they want to come here and they want us to accept them into our political system. Down in Mexico, you don't have one single white American in their politics, but they want to come to America and be in our politics. In China, there's not a single white American in Chinese politics, but they want to come to America and be in our politics. Go to Israel, there's not a single white American in Israeli politics. But when it comes to America, they all want to be in our politics. You can go across the whole world. Saudi Arabia, there's not a single white American in any political position in Saudi Arabia or wherever. You can go to the whole rest of the world, and it's like that. But they all want to come to our country and do it. In Somalia, there's not a single white American in the Somali government, and yet they want to come to our country and be in our politics, and they want to control our country, and this is the problem. And once you start going at these people with those facts, then it shuts them down. And then they start with a babbling BS of, well, this country is for everyone. No, it's not. It's not. That's a lie. This country was founded for a very specific group of people, and if you don't like that, and you want to be rude about it, and you want to lie about it, and you want to be a scammer and try to steal our identity, you can piss right the F off back to wherever you came from, wherever your parents came from. We don't care. You're not our people, and you don't treat us like your people, and you come in and just rape, murder, and pillage. Your only interest is to take from our people and what we built. That's a big problem. I mean, Twiddle, you posted in the group chat some like Arab dude
Love you too,
named
man.
Othman, claiming to be a heritage American. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, that's identity theft on a whole new level. Claiming to be a heritage American when you're an Arab, it's impossible. It's impossible. This is the problem. They all want to come. They want to steal your identity. It's identity theft.
Hey.
And we're calling it out directly. And you can't go there. I can't go to China and pop out a kid and say, oh, my kid is Chinese. My kid is Xinjiang. No, they're not going to accept that. They're not going to accept that. They're going to tell you to piss off. I can't go to Israel and pop out a kid and, oh, he's Jewish. Raise the menorah or whatever the fuck they do. No, they're not going to do it. They're not going to accept it. You can go to Ghana, same thing. They're not going to accept it. You can go to India. They're not going to accept it. You can go to Saudi Arabia or Qatar or Kuwait or wherever the hell you want to go. Nowhere's going to accept that. Nowhere. But in the West, they tell you have to accept it. Otherwise, you're a bigot racist. Harmeet the Jeet Dillon said, you're a racist. If you don't accept me, born in India, coming and having ruling status over you. Hello, my name is David. I'm here to impeach Donald J. Trump. Really? Maybe you should conquer the English language before you want to impeach Donald Trump. You know? This is the crazy shit we're dealing with. When people are in our politics who can't even speak American English, like Maria Salazar, or Thandir, or all these other foreigners who get in there and can't even speak straight, normal American English, like Marco Rubio. They have to speak with a Spanish accent. This is not an American. And people are so retarded and cucked out to that. They're gonna destroy the country. And they're going to implode it. And they'll do it while calling you a racist or a bigot. But they're too fucking stupid themselves to understand that they're the ones that are responsible for it, because they're too afraid to stand up for their own people. We literally have zero representation in our government because everyone's too afraid to advocate for ourselves. Even Trump, he won't even mention white people. He will not say the term white. He is terrified of that. He is terrified. Our goal should be by the end of his 4-year term to get him to recognize white people at least once. Just once. Can you say white people who are your main base? Do you have the nutsack, old Big Don, with your saggy nutsack dragging on the floor? Do you have the nutsack to mention white people just once in your entire term? He doesn't. This is a problem. We have zero representation. They won't even mention our name. They act like we don't exist. You can try to ignore us. We're still here. We're still here. You haven't killed us all off yet. You haven't completed your genocide of our people yet. We're still here. You can ignore us, but we're still here. We still have a voice, and we're going to keep using it. And we will call you out until you end up having the nutsack to mention it, or we'll force your hand, because we're sick of it. Every group is allowed to have their own special interest in our government, except for us. Imagine that. If we have a special interest group, we're a bigot racist. But every single third world shithole, cow dung eating piece of garbage that shows up can have their own special interests. Why can't we? That's the question. Why aren't ethnic Americans allowed to have our own neighborhood? We built the country. Why aren't we allowed to have our own political party? It's our country. Why aren't we allowed to have our own scholarships for ourselves? I think DEI was the one who grokked it and asked Grok, how many scholarships exist for white people only? You guys want to know? Anybody? Any takers? The answer, zero. Zero. Not a single scholarship for white people only. Every other group has tens of thousands of scholarships for their groups. The Jews, the Mexicans, the blacks, the Chinchongs, they all have their own scholarships. But for white ethnic Americans, we have zero. And then they wonder why we're getting pushed out. You wonder why they're allowed to implement DEI. You wonder why they're allowed to come out and say we need to genocide all white people. And they're teaching these courses at university like Harvard. Our #1 university runs a course called Abolishing the White Race, a genociding all white people. And we're not allowed to have representation. So they're allowed to do this shit. And this is the kind of thing that forces Americans to pick up their guns and start fucking wiping people off the fucking planet. This is it. When you tie their hands and tell them that we're gonna genocide your children, that's when you pick up the gun and start fucking blasting holes through motherfuckers. And these fucking Jews at university are running a course called Abolishing the White Race. And then they say, oh, well, why are you having Jew hate? Motherfucker, fuck you in your face. How about that?
Can you get me that quote?
Yeah, I'll post it. You said you want to genocide my children. Then you're wondering why we're pissed at you. That's the kind of shit that will make parents wipe out the whole fucking existence of your people when you sit there and say you're going to genocide my children. That's the moment when you can eat shit and die, and we will pick up our rifles and we will start fucking blasting. If you're going to try to genocide our people, that's what happens. People start blasting because they're not going to go out and be genocided without a fight. And you stupid retards who think you're so damn smart sitting up at Harvard are running courses talking about genociding my children and promoting this idea. And every single person in this space who has children, they're talking about genociding your children and you and your wives and your husbands and your parents. They want to genocide you. And then they're shocked. Whoa, what? Why you have this hate? Why are you a bigot? Motherfucker, fuck you in your face. And get the fuck out of my country. You're not welcome here. How about that? I don't want you in my country. I don't want to share a country with you. How about that? I don't want my children to share a country with you. How about that? You want to talk about genocide? Okay, let's talk about it. Let's go to war and see who wins. Let's see who stays. How about that? Let's see who is going to fuck who in their face. You want to find out? Let's go. You want to run courses and write books about genociding our children? Let's go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's find out. You want to do it? Or you want to shut the fuck up and sit down in the corner? Yeah. That's how it works. And yeah, so I'll post it. Go ahead, Twiddle.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm working on some crazy contraption that when they go to squat on the toilet, it basically launches their ass straight back to Mumbai. So when they go to squat, like on the toilet, like they do, you know, the weight will trigger it and just straight back to Mumbai with the poo behind you. Like it just flows up there. Hey, I posted something in the back channels. Vivek was in Virginia yesterday supporting a candidate, kind of like he was doing in Ohio, but he was here in person. Then I posted a tweet from him. He says, we don't use workers as a political talking point. We deliver real economic results to improve their lives. Grateful for the Teamsters endorsement this week, making the fifth major labor group endorsement for us. This is truly historic in our state. He said this in Virginia, which is just, it's not your state. You need to go back to India, fuck Ohio. And half these people that you mentioned, General, and to your point, every time you do it, man, some of my furniture really does start floating around, which is just absolutely crazy. But yeah, I'm trying to. It's just my mom's like pointing at me and laughing. I'll be back.
All right, guys. Again, views expressed on this shit are not necessarily mine. Okay, these are just some wild ass spaces I jump into to share with y'all the conversations that are happening. I'm gonna jump over to another space right now. Hit Slap is running one. That's just one group of people talking about how they see the world and shit like that. I know there's some racist ass crap said. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with all. There really is courses. There is a course at Stanford or Harvard, I think, abolish the white race. That's true. He's actually spitting facts, but they're whatever. It's pretty complicated. I realize it. Hearing this shit is wild if it's the first time that you heard it. But let's go into another space and see what they got going on over here on Hitch Slaps.
Have you got a third, Brett? One more?
Well, Heather makes fun of me all the time for this, but like, okay, we're talking like Lisa Vanderpump like 15 years ago when she was like in her 50s, not like in her 70s or whatever.
Brett likes a good cougar.
Very true. That's why, Heather's a lot older than me, so that's why I went for her.
Goodness me. Now, Heather's going to get revenge. Heather, who are your celebrity crushes?
Kid Rock. And then probably it would be like an athlete, honestly. But I really don't like what I will say is like Brett's celebrity crushes are from childhood. So like the white trash Kelly Bundy from Married with Children, that is like Brett, like right up Brett's alley. So, but all of the women that he like has celebrity crushes on, like I said, they're all these like girl next door types. And when he told me that, I think we'd been dating probably for we got married really quick. So we'd been together a while. But I was like, none of your celebrity crushes have tattoos and they're all blonde. And I'm brunette with tattoos. This makes no sense.
Well, David Buss, evolutionary biologist, psychologist, I should say, he talks about men liking variety. So, yeah, probably just the variety. Now, of course, again, we all know Brett only has eyes for you. But on the celebrity range, yeah, I guess he likes a variety of women, and this is normal for men, I would say. That would be my impression. So, Kid Rock, give me two more, Heather. Do you have two more?
The problem is some of them have changed because like they've come out to be total betas. Like for example, in Game of Thrones, Khaleesi's husband, the Dothraki king, he would have been on there. But like he's a really gross human in real life, and so Jason Momoa would have been one. But like he's kind of a beta when it comes to various things. So like I hear like what ends up happening is I have a celebrity crush and then they open their mouth in real life and it's like deflates it immediately. So right now I would say Kid Rock is the only one that's like truly holding strong. It was Jason Momoa, and then probably he used to play for the Broncos. His last name is Decker, and he's married to Jesse James Decker. I think it's Eric Decker. I don't know. He's a former Broncos player. I think he's still based, but I don't know. If somebody's not based, then I can't. It ruins it. So that's why, like, unfortunately, in the celebrity realm for women, our choices are slim pickings if you want a base dude. But I already got the best base dude, so we're good.
Now let me do one of these. Totally agree. Brett's an absolute legend. He's got biceps the size of Korean women's heads. And fine young man, absolutely full of honor and integrity. Let's go. Brett, any final words? And then we'll give Heather final words, and then we'll check in with Ski. I see we got Anti-Commie, Mandy.
All right, I've lost interest in the spaces for today. For now. I'll jump back into one later probably. Y'all have a good day. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't liked and subscribed, that'd be awesome. But nothing required. I don't monetize. I don't care. I'm just sharing my entertainment with you guys. Y'all have a good day.